Jolan True and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And recently by very new players in this game, I have been asked a question several times. That's why I wanted to make another very beginner's video today and talk about the difference of warp speed and impulse speed. Where does which of this matter? If you're very familiar with Star Trek, you probably will know a lot about this. But warp speed is the speed that defines how long it takes for you to go between these different systems you see here. Everything with a white ring on it is another system, and you see the flight times. If you click on a system, you see here it's 7 seconds. If I go up here to Romulus, it will be 30 seconds. Yeah, my ships are now quite quick. On my Ops 12 account, that looks very different. To go to Romulus from that point, I will need a large number of minutes to go there. But that's the warp speed, what you have between those systems. And that's the travel time that you need between the systems. And the impulse speed is the speed with which your ship travels within one of these systems. So if I click somewhere in the system, you see there's also a number showing there. It says 11 seconds here. Or if I get closer now, 9 seconds, 8 seconds to get to this point in this system. That is the impulse speed. And you know, the difference between those two is quite important for improving both whenever you need either of them. For example, for the warp speed part, there's not only research and everything that you can do, but there are also officers like Miles O'Brien below deck, and they can change the time that you need to travel between those systems. And your ship already decides what warp speed you have. If we go into the details, at utility, it shows you your impulse speed and your warp speed. Impulse speed of my Koskari with that crew is now 232, and my warp speed is 434.7. And that is the reason why I just need a few seconds to Romulus. If I look at completely different ships, they are much slower. The older ships, of course, are much slower than that. And there was some time when I really needed to use warp speed officers and everything. And the impulse speed plays a role within the system. As I said, first of all, it makes it easier to grind. If you have to hunt 50 hostiles for an event or for your dailies or whatever, higher impulse speed can, of course, make it easier for you to do that in a shorter time. And especially in waves and with the higher waves, like the elite waves, the elite solo waves nowadays, where even more hostiles are coming in, for you personally, there you will want a high impulse speed so that within the system where the wave defense happens, your ship can get fast from one point to another. And so that's why you want to keep an eye on improving your impulse speed. And the good thing is, if we recall that thing for a second, although I've got another ship at home where we can have a look. If you assign officers, there's this filter here, and you can filter either for warp speed, that's on the top right, or for impulse speed, that's the second on the left from the top, and you can find the officers that can help you there. With warp speed, for example, you see it's Miles O'Brien, that's my favorite. With impulse speed, that is Kuron is very often used by me as well, but of course Enterprise E. Riker as captain and Strange New Worlds Una. Those are the three impulse officers I usually use, plus Dane below deck. That is my impulse speed crew. And that really helps for being somewhere very fast within the system, again in the shortest time. So that's why I need to know what both do, both kinds of speed, and how to alter them. So do your research, of course, on both of them, but also have a look for the officers that can help them whenever you need either of this. If you need to get faster through the galaxy, or if you need to be faster in a system fighting. That's why you need to know the difference between warp speed and impulse speed. And I hope that I could help the newer players that asked me recently in the comments what the difference is. If you want to add something, please write in the comments below the video and on Discord. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.